Lena stood at the edge of the rooftop, staring out at the city that had become both her battlefield and her sanctuary. The cold wind nipped at her face, but she didn't move. She had learned long ago that comfort was an illusion, one that too many people clung to while their ambitions rotted inside them. Tonight she would remind herself of the principles that had guided her from failure to success. Control what you can, accept what you can't. Lena's journey had started with frustration, anger at circumstances she couldn't control. A failed business, a broken relationship, rejection after rejection. At first, she resisted. She fought against reality, convinced that if she tried harder, she could bend the world to her will. But that only led to exhaustion and despair. Then she discovered Stoicism. She read Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca. The words struck her like lightning. Some things are up to us, and some are not. That sentence changed everything. She began sorting her thoughts and actions into two categories, what I control and what I don't. She couldn't control whether investors said yes. She couldn't control whether someone loved her back. She couldn't even control the random strokes of luck or misfortune that came her way. But she could control her reactions, her preparation, her discipline. That realization freed her. Instead of wasting energy on external factors, she became ruthless in optimizing what was within her power. She refined her skills, built strong habits, and learned to let go of frustration over things outside her grasp. This change in perspective turned her into a force of nature, no longer reactive, but proactive in shaping her destiny. Discipline over motivation. In the early days of rebuilding her life, Lena made a promise to herself, never rely on motivation. She had seen too many people waiting for the perfect moment, for inspiration to strike, for circumstances to align. They never moved. Discipline, however, was different. It was a choice, one that could be made every single day, no matter how she felt. She created strict routines. She woke up at 5 a.m., even when she wanted to sleep in. She worked out, even when she didn't feel like it. She wrote down her goals every night, even when they seemed out of reach. And she learned to enjoy the process of showing up day after day, no matter what. Over time, results followed. Not because she was constantly inspired, but because she had built an unshakable foundation of discipline. She came to understand that talent and luck were secondary to consistency. Every day she showed up, she built an empire, one brick at a time. She also began practicing voluntary hardship. She would take cold showers, fast for a day, or walk long distances instead of taking a cab. Small acts that trained her mind to resist indulgence and laziness. The more she practiced discipline, the more she realized that success wasn't about doing what was easy, but about doing what was necessary. Embrace discomfort. Lena had always avoided discomfort. Like most people, she sought ease, avoiding pain whenever possible. But success demanded a different mindset. When she started her new business venture, she forced herself into uncomfortable situations, networking events where she knew no one, cold calls where rejection was almost certain, public speaking engagements that left her heart pounding. The first few times were painful. She wanted to retreat, but she didn't, because she had learned that discomfort was the price of growth. The more she leaned into it, the more she realized that fear was just a temporary sensation, one that faded faster than she had ever imagined. She stopped viewing challenges as obstacles. Instead, she saw them as invitations to become stronger. She sought out moments of uncertainty, knowing they would forge her into someone who could thrive in adversity. Pain became a teacher, not an enemy. It was the fire that refined her. Detach from outcomes, focus on process. There was a time when Lena measured her success solely by results. Did she get the deal? Did she win the contract? Did she hit the revenue target? But this approach made her anxious. It turned every setback into a personal failure. She knew she had to change her mindset. She began focusing only on the process. If she pitched an idea, she didn't obsess over whether the answer was yes or no. She focused on delivering the best possible pitch. If she worked out, she didn't stress about instant physical changes. She focused on showing up and giving her best effort. By shifting her attention to the process instead of the outcome, she found freedom. Success became a byproduct of mastery, not a desperate pursuit. She also stopped defining herself by external validation. Whether she won or lost, she measured progress by how well she executed, how much she learned, and how much effort she put in. Detachment from results brought a sense of inner peace that made her unstoppable. Memento mori. Use time wisely. One evening, Lena came across an ancient Roman phrase, memento mori. Remember, you will die. It wasn't morbid. It was liberating. It forced her to ask, am I wasting my time? She had spent years delaying, making excuses, postponing dreams, but life was not infinite. One day her time would run out. From that moment on, she treated every day as valuable currency. She cut out distractions. She stopped saying someday. She started acting as if she had no time to waste, because she didn't. She became more intentional with her actions. She spent time with people who mattered, worked on projects that fulfilled her, and eliminated habits that drained her energy. Every morning, she reminded herself that she was running out of time, and that awareness made her unstoppable. Lena took a deep breath and turned away from the rooftop's edge. The city sprawled before her, full of opportunities and challenges. But she was no longer afraid. She knew how to navigate it now. She would control what she could, accept what she couldn't. She would rely on discipline, not motivation. She would lean into discomfort, detach from results, and use every moment wisely. And in doing so, she would succeed, on her own terms, with no regrets. Are you ready to reclaim your power, set boundaries, and live life on your own terms? If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and become part of a community that embraces Stoic wisdom for a stronger, freer mind. Tell us in the comments, have you ever struggled? How did you break free? Your story could inspire someone else on their journey. Like this video if you found value in it. Each like helps us reach more people who need this message of self-respect and inner strength. Together we rise, together we grow. Subscribe now and walk the Stoic path with us.